Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Raw Babes 101 with your host, Kristen and TT.
Okay, whatever.
So we have a very special guest today, everybody. We have Queen Namaste, Shannon Peters. She is a coach, certified master coach in NLP and Hypno, and she has a co-host of Dare to Change podcast.
Which is a new endeavor for you.
Yes.
So we'll get more into that.
There's so many things that I'm so curious about because I'm like, what's NLP? What's Hypno? I'm like writing this stuff down and I'm like, can you share? What the heck?
But first, before we get into that,
but let's do a quick segue side note.
Yes, I just want to bring attention that Miss Shannon has been podcasting for quite some time, and you're used to interviewing people. And I literally just shut you down for 2 seconds before we pressed record because you were feeling the feels about the fact that you're the one that's always interviewing, and now you're the interviewee.
This is true.
How do you feel about that?
How does it feel?
It feels funny. It feels nice. I feel flattered.
You feel
I
special?
feel weird though.
So
It's nice to see your guys set up. I'm like, oh, you guys are legit. I don't even have these fucking mics.
Yeah, mic check. These are mics.
I tried a few things over the years, and these just work the best.
I just was like, oh my gosh, look at all of our necklaces.
Oh,
We are all-
Are we?
Look at
I knew
you.
you two would be wearing something, so I'm like, I'm wearing one too. That's amazing.
You're amazing.
Yeah.
So
so nice.
I just got this one from 222 on 222nd there.
Yeah, that's
Emerald
beautiful,
Moon.
babe.
It's so awesome, and
Oh yeah. That's
so
cool.
it's not what you think it is because everyone thinks it's rose quartz. It's not. I have it written down, not here. And then I have it's like a red.
Stone.
Yeah, and I'll have to check back to know what it's actually called, but it's giving me
Get
a
your
lot.
shit together,
It's giving,
Kristen.
it's giving me a lot of energy and confidence and speaking my fucking truth. I'm just like,
Well,
what?
your intentions are already there because
Yes.
that's literally who you are. Yeah, yeah.
I want to get to know you ladies too. Like, can we just talk about all of it?
Oh, I know.
I guess.
Okay,
So
can we
I wanna
just
know
talk-
about you guys?
I got
How we met.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yes!
Yes.
Oh my
That's
God.
so awesome. Okay.
Kristen, what episode did we record that week? Do you know?
So I don't remember
You're
which
usually
one.
pretty good at this.
I'm usually pretty good. I don't remember. I just remember at the end of it, you're like,
Were we not? Did we not do your? Was it that not the vaccine? When that we talked about?
No,
and then we
no, it
went
was
and
long.
we were feeling empowered. Like we're not going to wear our masks.
oh,
We went into brown.
No, it was. I know what it was. It was 19. Oh, come on! All of our listeners and viewers are gonna know what we're talking about, but it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
It was. Yes, you're right. It wasn't with our.
We were
It wasn't
feeling
with
empowered.
Robert. It was Experiment 19.
There you go.
There we go.
And
Oh,
Shannon was
okay.
working at Brown Social House, and Kristen and I were feeling amped up, and we go to Brown's, and we're like, we're not gonna wear a mask.
And then you vibrated to me because that's what I'm like.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you did.
Made a
You
line.
said something,
Yeah.
and we talked about, that we were doing a podcast today. You're like, I do a podcast. We're like, what the fuck?
We're like, of
What are
course
you
you
talking
do.
about? She's like, oh, about spirituality and life lessons and tools. I'm like, oh my god, we just became best friends.
Yeah. So awesome.
And
Yes.
that was it. We literally exchanged everything, followed everything. We followed her account. She followed ours. We're like, okay, let's have each other on the show. And it's been probably
It's been a while.
2-3 months.
Yeah, it's been a long time in the making, this episode. Like,
A
you've been
long
busy,
time.
I've been busy.
It's hard
So-
sometimes to align schedules when you're in the midst of creating things.
And
Because you have been making a bit of a transition,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Like, so you're at a
Yeah.
podcast, solo mate, which we know that kind of sucked because
it's
it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is. It's definitely hard. It's nice when you have a co-host you can banter back and forth off each other's energy.
Yes.
You know, I was doing solo podcast, the Wild Soul podcast, since 2019, January 2019.
I thought it was you're right, because I was listening to your episodes and you were talking about how 2018 was for you in the beginning of it all, and it was like all these changes and transformations.
Oh my gosh,
you were
so
humbled and
so much.
lots of things happened for you.
Yeah,
actually.
and even since I've seen you ladies last, there's been a lot of changes too.
That's
which is, like,
exciting.
Well, we
crazy.
fucking haven't been able to line things up.
I know.
We've been so busy.
I know.
Insane.
The one thing I was going to say is it's in divine timing. Because
Always.
the whole Wild Soul thing had to get complete before you were going to come on here to talk about your new venture
That's true.
and everything you have going on with you.
That's true.
So what's going on with you?
Oh gosh. Okay, where do I want to start?
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Started
Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Yeah!
Okay, you're right. I'm already fucking
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, how are you going to be wearing
I'm
this?
sweating my.
Yeah.
I know, I told you.
As soon as you start getting connected, it's just like,
Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah, okay, I can hold it.
Flex
do you want to hold it?
Flex those
Yeah,
pipes,
I'll
girl.
hold it. I'll hold it.
Mhm.
All right. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, Wild Soul podcast did that. But as you know, if you're solo, you're like just vibing with yourself, and I never really liked to do solo episodes, so I always had people on and interviewed them. And then I was like, hey, I really want a podcast host, and I'm like, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? And funny enough, the co-host that I have now, Michael, bless his heart, I love him so
which
much.
I want to say I do know him. I went and did a nature connected community.
Oh my
and
gosh,
he was
he's
there.
Yes.
Yes.
I know, the world's so small.
So small.
It's so awesome.
So cool. And he is awesome.
He's
Super
great.
cool.
Yeah, actually, I met him because I did a full moon circle back in 2019, September, and apparently he Googled it, and he just came. I had no idea who he was. He was like, yeah, I Googled, like, full moon circle.
I heard your story.
Yeah.
He was like hoping to meet a hot chick.
Yeah, oh my gosh, well, that room was packed. It was so full. It was like a tiny, tiny room, like probably, it was smaller than this, like tiny, like the size of your kitchen. Oh yeah,
And
like
you said
30
you
people.
had like 5 guys that
Yeah,
showed up.
I
Like,
know.
That's amazing.
That's
That's so amazing. I'm
We
like,
welcome men. Like, come on.
Oh my god,
Heal, man.
100%.
Heal your inner
that could be a
child.
whole fucking
That's,
episode.
we're gonna,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
we're gonna come back because absolutely, men,
Yeah.
it's fucking hot when you heal your shit. Let me tell you.
No kidding. No kidding. That's funny.
Yeah. So, what was your question? Sorry. We were
Well,
talking-
basically, you're just saying you ended in with your
Oh,
wild
yes, Wild
soul,
Soul.
and then you found your new.
Yeah, so you
partner.
put it out there. You
Yeah.
manifested that shit, and you met this guy.
Yeah,
and
we've known each other for a couple of years, but I had a boyfriend, ex now, moved to Kelowna because I was like, I need to change, blah, 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 blah. So went back and forth a whole bunch of times from Kelowna to Vancouver because I was still hosting like Circle and stuff, and like my community's down here.
Circle.
Right.
What's that?
Let's go back for one
Oh.
second. So, for our listeners and viewers,
Yeah,
what
sorry.
is like a circle, a full moon circle? Because some people don't know what that is.
Yeah. So I hosted full moon circles. I should show you pictures. It was so cool.
Yeah.
The first one I ever did, my friend Lacey, she was living on she was living in a trailer on someone's yard.
Okay.
It was a farm and it was huge. And she's like, we should like mow this and like you should like host events. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
You're like done.
Yeah, right. So we got our weed whackers and we mowed this like field into a circle, like
Oh
like
my
a
crop circle.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was so
I'm
cool.
all about crop circles, not from a crop circle, but from peeing. Just gotta say,
Oh my God.
I am a crop circle queen.
That's
So you
amazing.
know how they've been said how crop circles are formed, right?
No.
Oh, aliens.
No? It's
What?
the energy from the earth. There's,
Oh, really?
yes.
Oh.
What, like the vibration?
Yeah.
And they just fold them
Mhm.
down in a certain way?
It comes in a certain pattern.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. It's not, they
Was this
had
Dolores
fields of
Cannon?
all, yes.
Okay, this is from Dolores Cannon,
It
which
is.
you all know how much
And
we love her.
I believe her because she
I
was
believe
part
her
of the
too.
she was part of the investigation team of extraterrestrial,
Yeah.
and she was part of like the crop circle findings and like trying to find the answers to that. And there was a huge team of them,
Cool.
and she shared how that happened.
Have you
Yeah.
peeked into Dolores Cannon?
No.
Okay, it'll change
Start
your life.
peek. Oh yeah, start
Change
peeking.
your life.
You
I don't know.
gotta
What
read
that-
her
what that is.
audiobook
Mhm.
or even just YouTube. I'll send
Okay.
you a few of them. You're just gonna be obsessed.
Okay, cool.
Right up your alley with Hypno. That's what she does.
Oh, wow.
6 hour
Uh,
sessions.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
shit.
This is
Thank you.
Got it.
Okay,
Dude,
nice.
something just came
yeah,
in.
something,
Okay.
yeah.
I got goosebumps all
Me
over
too.
my
This is-
brain.
Thank
this is
you.
so
Ah!
Cool.
Woo.
Okay.
Amazing.
Do you, is this
This
energy
one-
okay? 'Cause
Yeah,
you're-
no, I'm good. I'm so good.
Okay.
I'm just like, oh, what the fuck were we talking
Okay,
about?
I know. Let's try and.
Okay.
stay on
So, anyways, made a crop circle, and I was like,
No,
okay.
see, guys, we just got activated. Light just turned off. Sorry. I'm sorry.
The light just turned off.
It did.
It did.
Every time
Wow.
something right's coming through, it seems.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, a full moon circle. Basically, invited whoever wanted to come. We did meditation, breathwork, a little bit of movement, yoga, pulled some cards, like saged everybody. The first one, we had a fire. We literally danced around the fire to like tribal music. It was so
That's
fucking
dope.
lit. It was, yeah. And then my friend that I had partnered with, she does sound healing, so she brought her bowls and we did sound healing in
Right
this
up my-
wheel.
right
So
up my
we're
alley.
like,
So when are we doing this again?
yeah, I know. I need to start doing them again. I just
100%.
Yeah, yeah, we should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, found Michael through that, and then I had him on my podcast. I'm like, we have such good energy together. We're literally like twins. Like he could be my brother. Like we're fucking the same. And then he was like, no. And then I'm like, we should do it. And then
So people just get scared, eh?
Yeah, they do.
They get that fear sets in. They don't think they're capable of doing it, but you don't realize how easy it is.
so fucking easy.
So easy.
Fun.
Like I
It
said,
was 11:11.
And you know what I want to say too? I
What do
saw
you mean
555.
11:11?
Well, the time.
The time for us talking.
Oh.
We were 11 minutes, 11 seconds
Oh,
in.
okay, got
Yeah,
it.
and I also got 555 on there, so it's just divine, girl.
It's good. It's
It's
good.
perfect.
It's such a fun episode. Yeah. Where was I going? with
Okay,
that?
so your
Keep
partner.
That's okay.
This is
That's really fine.
So you were talking about your circles.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so with Michael, I talked to Michael about wanting to start learning about NLP. And you guys talking about what's NLP?
What's NLP?
Yeah. That's what I said for a long time too. It's neuro-linguistic programming, so you obviously know who Tony Robbins is, right?
Yes.
Hello.
Okay, so that's what Tony Robbins does on stage is NLP. That's how he initially learned. Yeah, so it's like all his little fucking tricks. Okay.
Let's hear it. I want to hear it. Give it to me.
Give it
Give it to me.
some.
Give it to me. Okay.
I feel like I'm so rusty because I haven't done
That's
it.
okay.
But-
Just do
Well,
the
now
best.
it's time, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's time to do some
so,
work.
so you can learn NLP through people who've like already graduated NLP, and then people make their own courses. Then you can learn through somebody else. Kind of like, yeah. However, when we were looking online, people were like selling it for $10,000, $12,000 to be certified in NLP. And I'm like, that's so fucking money right now. Like, and
I have seen that too. Yeah.
yeah, it was just not aligning with me with the price, and so I told Michael that I wanted to do this, and he's like, yeah, I want you to, and I've also seen that the prices are really high, super weird. And then, like a month later, he calls me, he's like, Shannon,
Are you ready?
yeah, he's like, I met this girl who's teaching NLP for a fraction of the price.
Oh my God.
She's really great, and not only do you get certified in NLP, but you also get certified in hypnotherapy and timeline therapy. And if I bring somebody in, we get $1,000 off. And I'm like, oh my God.
Bob's
So-
your fucking uncle.
yeah,
Sign
right?
me up.
So I'm like,
Dog.
okay, we're doing it. Yeah, I'm like, this is a sign, we're doing it. And also, while I was in Browns, too, side note, I was like serving this woman. Maybe you guys know her. She used to live in like where she moved now, but she was like a psychic lady.
So,
Debbie's Sanctuary.
No, somebody else actually.
I
I've never
love
been to
Debbie.
Debbie's, so they want to. So
Oh,
bad.
Debbie is next level.
Yeah,
Oh my
okay, you
God.
can't get in. I've like tried.
Yeah,
many
she
times.
actually doesn't even have her spot anymore.
Really.
But I'm sure she's practicing maybe privately. Who knows?
Who knows?
So who is it?
So it's just this random chick, I guess. That was just,
Not so random.
Not so random.
Obviously
Sorry.
not random.
Not
Yeah.
so random.
At Browns, and she was just giving random readings to the servers, and then they're like, Shannon, go over. I'm like, I don't really care. I don't have anything to ask her. And then she's like, no, she's wanting you to come over. I'm like, oh
Ooh.
God. I'm like, okay, here we go. And then she's like, do you have a question for me? I'm like, no, but like, she's just like about love, about like anything. And I'm like, well, wondering if I should take this course or not. I think that's what I asked her. Or no, I think I said, what should I be doing with my life? Or something like that, because I was like serving at Browns. And then she's like, yeah, this is what she said. She's like, there's some sort of schooling that you were thinking about doing or you want to do, and you have to do it because after that everything will align and make sense, and like you'll go like fucking sky high. And I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
okay, yeah, I know. So like,
And look
okay.
at where you. Oh my gosh.
So that was, oops, sorry.
That's okay.
So I took that as my sign, and then I did that with Michael, and then after that we did the master's training, and then he was like, okay, let's do the podcast.
Yay!
Yeah, so like our podcast is all about like the NLP techniques and like what we've learned and
Tips and tricks.
yeah, basically personal development with spiritual stuff too, because like I can't leave that. I fucking love that
Oh my
shit,
God,
you know?
you can't. Like
No,
that is like the epitome of how have a very fulfilling life when you connect with spirituality and your team and know that we're not just here on Earth side going to a 9-to-5 job and coming home and eating chips, watching Netflix and going to bed and fucking redoing it again. No, thank you.
Yeah, living
There's
with purpose.
Far more to this life.
And I think when you get in touch with that, that's what's come up. That's what comes up for people. And you kind of get a little bit more in touch with your purpose in life and who you are as a person.
Yes.
Guidance step.
Exactly. And what it's all about is sharing. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
It is about sharing. We're here to figure our shit out and our purpose, and then to share, because sharing is caring. Care Bear Countdown, shine your stars.
Woo!
That's amazing.
But that's a lot that we have in common with you, because like when I was listening to your podcast, you described all the things that is our purpose. Also, we just do it in different ways.
Yeah.
Like obviously, we're all individuals and we all have our things. I mean, but sharing that message is so important, and it's only important mostly because we know that we've done the work. Because when you do the work, that's when your cup is filled enough that you know you need to share that shit.
So good point.
You gotta share it, but you can't share it unless you do it. You can't. So you're sharing this, learning the learns, feeling the feels, and then sharing that, because that could impact. It's changed my life, and it's changed your life. Yeah. Why wouldn't we want to help someone else change their life?
Exactly.
Even if it's one person.
Yeah.
Well, you can't. Yeah, you never underestimate the power of one person, because I heard this quote a long time ago, and it's always stuck with me. And you've probably heard it. It's a pretty.
Let's hear it.
Cool. There was like a child. There was like a whole bunch of starfish on the beach that washed up on shore, and they were burning in the sun. And this little boy was throwing the starfish in one at a time. And then this old man comes up. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I'm throwing the starfish in the sea because they're gonna burn." And he's like, "Well, there's a million of them." He's like, "You should just stop while you're ahead." And then the boy picked up the starfish and threw it in. He's like, "What mattered for that one?" Mattered for that one.
Ew, that's so cute.
Right?
Dang.
Yeah, so there's never underestimate the power of like one person. The ripple effect of you have no idea.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And you know what that reminds me of is that guy that we also like brought us together of Chris Sky.
Yeah.
He's one person.
Oh fuck, that's right.
Yeah.
He's
one, and you got to meet him.
Yeah, I got to meet him. Yeah.
What's he up to these days? Do we know?
I don't know. Do you have Telegram?
No,
I do.
I don't.
Yeah, I muted it though. I had so many goddamn notifications going off on my phone all the time.
Oh, you gotta turn that shit off.
I know. Well, I did. I just
Notifications
muted
are
it.
the devil.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what his last location or what he's up to, but I'm sure he's up to good things because he's sharing big messages.
Yeah.
He's helping a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that we also agree on that and we're on the same page with that, because it's just when you have people in your corner that think the same way as you, it's been quite challenging to say the least.
Got it.
It's in
Got it. Like family.
Oh yeah, I'm the black sheep of my family.
I'm a weirdo too. It's okay.
You know what?
We're all a little weird.
We are. But the cool thing about what's happening is there's a lot of people that are waking up. And it's happening at a rapid pace.
Yeah.
Because people are like, nah, you know what? Something's just not sitting right with me anymore. So
And
I'm
we're
going to question.
questioning it, yeah.
I'm going to question. That's what you have to
Yeah.
do. Ask the questions.
Be curious. That's why we say stay curious. Be reserved enough, grounded enough, so you know what that intuition where it leads you within your curiosity, and then you kind of deep dive into that. I mean, I'm obsessed with philosophy.
Yeah.
I can't stop learning about it.
Yeah.
I'm such a nerd about it. I'm like, I could talk about it forever.
Talk to me philosophy.
Oh
Say something.
Dude, that's basically our work. It's that's our work. We talk about the tools to live a fulfilling life and how to get us out of the deep darkness of where our human minds can go. I mean, look at how many people commit suicide over these thoughts. And I mean, I've been there. I've been there where I've been so dark where I'm like, what the fuck is my purpose here? I'm done.
Guys, hey, just don't fucking check out because you're coming right back around to do the same thing.
That's right.
Please reach out because there's just so much help now, and there's so many different tools that can really help you through that.
Well, I hope it's actually not I want it to be my last time around on this planet and then go somewhere else, to be honest. I'd be like, I want to do the work here, helping out people, and then just send to another fucking place.
To another planet, right?
Yeah, I guess I feel like we've been here a while. We've done this before.
I think so. So I was watching, I posted it on my story about Dolores Cannon. She said, how you come to the place where it is your last time is once you learn how to create, and that you are able to like shift energy and work with energy to know that you are the creator of your story, so that you don't just wake up when you die and you're like, oh my god, that was a one big ass movie. I was fucking the main character and all these other people were just part of my show and I just fucked the dog. So it's like
that's amazing.
It's like so and this
true.
is what she explained, and this is what she explains. So understand that if you want to get to that place where it is your last time around, be the creator of your story. And know that whatever you're doing, you're calling it in.
Love that, because it's so true.
It's so true.
The more you know.
I love that. I feel like that could hit home for a lot of people that's like on the self-discovery journey.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. Like I'm actually really encouraging my son, and because his friend drove with us from Kamloops, and so I'm on my podcast. I'm like, sorry, buddy.
You guys gotta just
But
listen.
it's like, yeah, like these guys should learn personal development now. Like start doing it now, because that's what's gonna help wake you up. That's what's gonna keep you curious.
Yeah.
Is to keep like kind of how much more of the onion can you peel? Is there what's stopping you? Like what's the fear? What's happening there?
Yeah.
Like
Dig a little deeper.
Observe it a little bit.
Totally.
Right?
Observe your triggers. When someone's triggering you,
Yeah.
go deep. Where's that coming from?
Well, that's kind of the analogies. Anything that triggers you is the thing that you need to, that's your lesson. That's your karma. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And anytime you get triggered, you're like, okay, well,
There it
being
is.
upset's normal, but we actually need to find a solution for this little problem,
And then
rather than get into the alcohol and the substances that help numb the pain and numb the thought and live a lifetime of pain and sadness.
instead of avoiding the trigger, we're going to hit it face on, and we're going to not remove it, but heal it, and then nobody can trigger you again. Like, how cool is it if you can walk through life triggerless? Somebody could say anything to you, and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. You have the power to choose if someone's going to offend you or not. Do you want to get offended? Like, no. Just, you have that choice.
So here's that saying, you cannot blame anybody for the way you feel.
It's you.
Cheers.
Life gets a lot easier when you take ownership and you don't fall into the victim role. Victim role is just going to keep you in the same place.
No power there.
No power.
Absolutely.
So back to you for a moment here.
Yeah.
I want to know a little bit more about NLP and hypno.
Yeah, hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what
timeline
Dolores.
therapy.
Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, timeline. Okay, so this happened in April. I did the course in April, and then did the master's course in May, and then the day I graduated, that night I went to go do ayahuasca.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah, and then it was
I heard your story on that. I heard it wasn't very pleasant.
it was actually interesting. And after that, it was my 30th birthday, and then had so many downloads with that. And then after that, ended Gemini season with San Pedro. So it was just like, holy fuck, just like 2 months of just. Like,
You were blown open.
Oh yeah.
Blown open.
But my ayahuasca experience, honestly, I think was a lot more blissful than others. I'm not comparing my journey to anyone else's.
But I heard you got sick though. You did get more sick than you
That's
expected.
a normal thing for people.
Yeah, I
Isn't
thought
it?
Yeah, you're supposed. Most of the
We
time
haven't. Tiffany and I haven't done it, so we're all ears.
But people were talking like, oh, like held on to so much guilt and like shame my whole life, and blah blah blah. But honestly, I'm so happy that I did this work 2 months leading up to ayahuasca that my journey was so fucking blissful, honestly. Minus the puking, but even the puking felt really good. So timeline therapy, I'd love to talk about that because I can't wait to share this with people because it's really
and this is what you and your partner are just about to get into.
It's so great. It's basically let me see if I can explain this like really quickly and easily. So how shall I go about this? Okay, so, when you're a child and you don't really have language and something happens to, make you, angry or upset, right? You're just, angry as a child, whatever. You don't have any words to put to that. So then there's, anger up here, just, kind of like a little bubble that goes above your head, okay? And then something else happens, and then you feel the same emotion, anger. pops up again. And then you get a little bit older, and then somebody tells you, oh, you're feeling angry, or that's angry. And you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, so you have language to it. So now it's like, oh, I'm feeling angry. And then it keeps popping up throughout your life. So we call it a gestalt. So it's emotion, anger. They all kind of chain up together, kind of like a pearl necklace type of thing. So like this is when someone's triggered, for instance, and they overreact in an angry way or fashion. They're actually not getting angry at that specific time. You're feeling anger throughout like your whole fucking life, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a cherry on top type of a scenario.
Yeah,
So
it
you're
keeps
bringing
building
that
and
all
building.
to the party.
Yes. Yeah. You're
That
right.
whole chain.
That makes
pearl
I get it.
necklace.
I get
You get it?
Okay,
Okay.
I
At the
get it.
party.
Yeah, the pearl necklace.
The
Yeah.
pearl necklace is around my neck at the fucking party.
Yes. That's right.
Say it again.
Beautiful pearl necklace. So basically what timeline therapy does, it goes to the beginning of that very first feeling of anger, cuts that pearl necklace, and then releases all of your fucking pain all the way up till now. So it's like a visualization, and like you're working with the coach to go back in time to like that moment, and it's just like powerful fucking shit. So we do that with the 5 negative emotions: fear, sadness, hurt, guilt. There's one more. I fucking said it in the wrong order. Anyways.
It doesn't
So
matter.
it's- Yeah. So we got to practice
Shame.
that. Shame. Yes. Did I not say shame?
What?
Yeah, there you go.
I did it. I just checked in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shame.
shame.
Yeah.
Got it.
So it's just so powerful what it's done for people, and yeah, it's crazy work. So I did that all the way up until then I did ayahuasca, and then I was like,
Oh, and that's what
what a
you're
blessing.
like.
Yeah, I was like, this is fun. Like I'm having a great time, and like people are like getting mad at like what they've done in the past and stuff, but I like cleared all that shit.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, but I didn't think about it at the time going into ayahuasca, but then I was like, oh my god, this fucking shit works. Like I feel great. There's no more anger. And of course, you're gonna
I mean,
feel anger.
you're not speaking like what works is like obviously ayahuasca works in
Yes.
so many ways, but you're talking about what you're.
Yeah, timeline therapy. What we went through. Yeah,
NLP?
and yeah, NLP is different than timeline
Okay.
therapy. It's like
So
an
timeline
extension
therapy.
onto it.
Write
Yeah,
that down.
timeline therapy.
Let's
So,
go.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that I got certified in. And NLP is just like the neuro-linguistic programming, so mind, language, and how we are programmed through language, and how easily the human mind can be manipulated. And basically, some people say NLP is manipulation, and to that I say, well, wouldn't you want to know if you're being manipulated and how to actually get yourself out of manipulation?
100%.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
Knowledge is power.
uh-huh.
Oh,
And
100%.
If you know how to do it properly, and if you're a good human being, you don't use it to manipulate people. You use it to better people and help them get out of their shit.
But we got some shady characters out there.
We've got the villain, and you know what?
Mhm.
I wanted to touch on that. Sometimes, this is the thing. If we all come back as different characters, it's important to have compassion for every single soul that's here. Because don't think for 1 second in a past life that you weren't a fucking villain and that you didn't do all the same shit as everybody else maybe playing this time around.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at that play completely different now. Like, I don't look at it as I'm judging that person for playing the villain role. It's like we need those people to play those roles for us to have that contrast from dark to light.
100%.
So
I mean,
it's-
1,000%.
So it's like in this lifetime, I've gotten to this place where I'm clearing my own stuff to then share and help others to my best ability. But maybe in my last lifetime, maybe I was this crazy hoe that just like banged every married dude. I don't know.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with the crazy hoes too. We need those
Oh my
girls,
God.
alright?
You know what I mean? So I don't have this anger or resentment or like this like, comparing of people. I'm like, cool, you're on this journey. I hope you find the light. I'll help you. Sign up. Anyways, yeah.
I mean, that was beautiful, Kristen.
Oh,
Yeah.
just like you. You're so beautiful. You're like stunning. I keep looking at you. I don't want to
I know.
stare at you too much.
Thank you for saying that. It's like, I've gotten to this place, I've talked about this with some of my clients. In the past, it was very hard for me to accept a compliment without pushing it away or saying, like, feeling very uncomfortable. I'd get very awkward. And it was like, meh, like, whatever. And then I didn't want to just accept it. So now, like, I have learned to say, thank you very much for saying that. That was so kind of you. And then I honor that and I accept it instead of feeling uncomfortable. And I know so many people out there shy away from, oh, Tiffany, you look so beautiful. And it's like, instead of going,
Stop it.
right?
Or like, oh, this old freaking lace thing that I just got. It's like,
Yeah, but there's this thing too when we like do things to deflect that, where it's like, oh, I love your shirt. Oh, I only got it for $5.
Oh my God,
yeah,
yes.
exactly.
People do that all the time.
All the
And
time.
that's good that we're talking about this. Because you guys don't forget, it's an energy exchange. I'm exchanging energy. She just exchanged energy with me. And then I cut it off and then I block it. It's not part of
It's
what.
like denying a gift,
Yes.
right?
Thank you.
Amen.
Love you, girls. This is awesome.
We.
But yeah, thank you for saying that. It's
Yeah.
very kind of you.
Oh yeah, of course. This is speak the truth. So.
That's
Yeah,
what it's all about.
It's the same thing. I used to be like that as well, and I'll never forget it. It was a great lesson. Someone that I was serving actually a couple years ago. I can't remember how long ago it was, but she's like, "Oh, you have a really great smile," and I said, "Thanks, but my bottom teeth are really crooked."
Oh,
and then she's like, "Just take the compliment." And then I was like, "Oh my God, okay."
I get it.
And I'm like, "Okay, I will never not take the compliment."
And that
ever
was somebody
again.
from
Good
your
for you.
freaking spirit team being
Yeah.
wait the
change
fuck
that.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you do have a
exactly.
beautiful smile.
Thank
God,
you.
yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Which when we first met you, you were wearing that stupid mask, and I couldn't
Yeah, we
tell.
couldn't
I had no
see.
idea. And then when I saw your picture, I was like, holy fuck, she got a beautiful smile.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
exactly.
And
like
happy
that smile.
belated birthday.
Thank you so
30.
much.
I watched your
Yes.
photos and your whole thing looked like an amazing time.
Ah.
I wanted to be at your party.
Best time
Honestly.
Literally,
You guys
guys,
dressed
if
up.
I could invite everybody, I would have invited everybody.
Yeah,
I was going through like a hard time. I'm like, I can only have 5 people on my birthday. Like, fuck, like the Gemini in me is like, let's not talk to everybody. Like, let's invite
Yeah.
everybody party. And I was like, my dear friend Sean booked it for us, and it was on his credit card on Airbnb. And
Thanks,
the thing
Sean.
said, thank you, Sean. And it was 6 people only, so it was like, yo, okay, I didn't pay for this shit. It was a birthday gift to me, so it's like, yeah, gotta follow the rules. But
Awesome.
yeah, it was so.
Yeah, it looked, if you guys want to check out her Instagram, it's Queen Namaste.
Yeah.
Is there any dots in there?
Yeah, Queen.namaste.
Sorry, guys. Queen dot
put it in our
Namaste.
show notes.
Yeah, we will put it in our show
And
notes.
one of my friends also who was there, he had a drone and filmed the whole weekend, and he's
Oh,
like
sick.
making a video, and I saw half of it yesterday, and I was like, oh my God.
It's so good,
I'm
hey?
so excited. to see
So
the whole thing.
exciting.
He's like, it'll be done in a month. I'm like, oh, I can't pay right now. So good.
Well, can we? Sorry, do you?
I did have something quick just to touch on this.
Yeah.
There was something that you posted, and you did mention about it hit home for me. I was just like, oh, I fucking love that. You said you were like, I am not attracted to bodies. I don't know if you said bodies, but you're attracted to souls. And I was just like, that's it. That is amazing. I loved that post, and it was just so perfect. I just read the whole thing, and I was just like, yeah, that is it.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a connection with somebody, it doesn't matter about their shell. You have a freaking connection. It doesn't matter what gender they are. It doesn't matter about anything. It's just like love.
Love is
feelings.
love.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
amazing. I just wanted to say that. That was so cool.
Well, I wanted to ask because in your podcast you talked about like turning 30 and how like you seemed like you had something to like more to say about it because it's been obviously quite the journey, and you even posted about it. You talked about how like now you're in your 30s, you have this completely different perspective. You're not even the same person you were even like a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
So like all what you talked about and like all the work that you did leading up to your 30th birthday, now you're looking at like this new decade is like fucking rock on, like, you're gonna kill it.
Look
Like,
out.
you know your direction, you know
Yeah.
where you're going, you're grounded enough, you're feeling confident, lots of things going on for you. Can we just expand a little bit of what like you're looking forward to in your goal setting? Because you also talked about goal setting, and you like to have your vision board too. Kristen has a vision board.
Get yourself a vision board.
Yeah.
boards are
They're
dope.
the best. They're so much fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a pump up, Shannon.
You know,
I'm
it is.
like, thanks so much. This is
This
great.
this is just what we do. This is you deserve
it's
it.
So great. Thank you
You
so
deserve
much.
it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I love too. Like building sisterhood, like lifting each other up.
Damn
doing
right.
that fucking other shit. Like
no, it's all about.
We don't have time for it.
I know,
We got
we're
too
not.
much work to do, and we
Yeah.
gotta focus on keep our eye on the
Exactly.
prize.
Good, Tiffany.
She's on fire.
Yeah, keep your eye on the prize. You guys are amazing.
So true. What am I looking forward to?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, coaching people, quitting the fucking serving job, and just like going full time with coaching, and
Just jump in, girl.
Just jump in. Yeah, that's the
And
main
when
thing.
and
Do that.
so
Do
you're
that.
coaching, like, what does that look like? So you're doing the. You said you only had that. You talked about one certificate that you had. Where are the other
I
ones?
did. What else do you want to talk about?
Because obviously this is part of your plan.
Yeah,
It's
of course.
Like
Yes,
5-10 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, 5-10 years. I was just thinking about the next like.
Yeah, you don't have to go 5 to 10 years if you don't
Oh,
remember.
Sure.
Well, I so I used to work at Lululemon,
Yes.
and
I love Lululemon. I live in it.
it's partly that changed my whole direction of my life.
Did you go to Landmark?
Mhm.
Oh shit!
There's the connection.
Yeah.
There's the connection.
Okay.
Yeah, Black Kristen. Her and I did it together.
Oh my god, you did it together.
Yes.
Change
Changed
your life,
your
right?
life.
You were fucking blown wide open. when
I had no
that happened.
idea that I was any more significant than that, but yet not.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah.
Everything, the finger got pointed back at me, and I'm like, who the fuck are you pointing this finger at? I was like, me? I'm like, I didn't choose any of this. He's like, yeah, you did. Why did you fucking choose the Playboy? Why did you choose this? Why did you choose that? I'm like, I didn't. I'm like, this all happened to me. I didn't do any of this. And it was like, yeah, you did, girl. It's like, bitch,
Wake the
look
fuck
at me in
up.
the mirror. You chose all of it. And
It
I
was
was
like
like,
a very heavy,
that was hard. That was hard
long
to accept.
weekend. It was like a decade of extreme therapy happening at one weekend, and I was just so exhausted from it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Landmark was amazing.
Yeah. So
So
that
back to Lulu.
So that was that what changed you because of the course and like their message and
Oh yeah, but even before that, I was with Beachbody.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I was into personal development way before
Okay.
then.
Good
so
job.
yeah, I did a lot of shit.
But that's okay. 'Cause
Yeah.
Part of it.
How
I
else are you gonna know what you like if you're not trying?
That's honestly though one of my biggest regrets is quitting Beachbody.
Oh
to
my
be
god,
honest.
are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
Well,
I'll
you
tell you the
start
story.
right back up.
I can tell you the story about that real quick too. Oh gosh.
Sure.
So many sidelines. So
many.
okay, well if we really want to know, I'll talk about it all. Okay. It's actually going to be in an episode Michael and I just recorded, but we can talk about it here too.
Absolutely, let's
It's
do
a
it.
part of my story. So back in, this is before Lululemon, 2013-ish, I was a mess, pretty much.
What was the mess entail?
Well, drinking all the time, I got a DUI, had a breathalyzer in my car.
Oh,
Perfect.
shit.
Thank you for sharing. No,
Yeah.
this is how people resonate.
Yeah, and I was just like, I don't have a problem. I'm like, okay, keep telling yourself that. And then I was like on and off again with my boyfriend from high school. And my friend at the time, Megan, wanted to go to Thailand. And I'm like, fuck it, let's go together. Let's go to Thailand together. And so we went to Thailand. It was like our first big trip, like away without parents, So I think we were 20, 21. And then it was like how words, like.
It wasn't what you expected, let's say.
Oh, definitely changed my life. But even prior to that, like just being aware of like your thoughts and what you speak into existence. Because my parents are like, they're not like me. They're like pretty negative, and they always think of the worst case scenario. And my dad was always like drilling it. He's like, don't get too drunk. Like you gotta fucking make sure you're wits about yourself. He's like, you're gonna get raped. You're gonna get raped.
Oh, just like put it out there.
Yeah. Okay. Don't accept that.
Anyways.
Bye.
So I was like, oh yeah, I had a good time. And anyway, so long story short, full moon party, got absolutely shit faced. My friend left me. I was with this guy, and then I got raped.
Oh, fucking.
I
it
am
was-
so sorry.
Fucker.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And he was Australian, and like now when I hear it, like it's still a little bit triggering when I hear fucking accents like that. But I'm like, okay, whatever, you have to let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Fair
were supposed to go to Australia after Thailand, and I was like, I'm fucking done. Like, I want to go home. So then I cut my trip short, and then while I was like on the plane ride back, I had a coach from Beachbody that I followed on fucking Line, and she was posting about T25. I don't even know if you remember that. That was like
No, but I have.
it was Shanti T25, like 25 minutes a day, like they were just posting about it, and I'm like, I need to do this, and like, what the fuck, like, let's do that. So then I started doing Beachbody.
The fact that you're on a plane and she's beside you, you can't even fuck
Dude.
with that.
Oh no,
This
she
is meant
wasn't.
to be-
She wasn't. No, she wasn't on the plane with me.
Oh, sorry.
I was looking at Facebook like before I left
got
or
it.
whatever.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
thought
sorry.
she
Was it Christina?
No, it wasn't
Okay.
Christina. It was some woman. Her name's Ashley, migrant from the States.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like random. This was like back in like 2012.
I thought it was on the plane. I was like,
No, that would have been yeah, that
I
would
was
have
like,
we can say it was that.
But we are too authentic to lie.
Yeah, that's
we don't
true.
need to do that shit.
No, we do not. So that happened, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get into Beachbody and like change my life. And then from there, I was still like working at this bar that I hated. And then my friend was like, we're hiring at Lululemon. I'm like, I don't even own a pair of Lululemon pants, like, but sure, got the job. And then through Lululemon, you take like classes in the community for free. They take you to Landmark if you want to. So with Landmark, when I did Landmark over the weekend, and you know how you have to talk to people beside you and stuff, right? And then like I kept that secret. Like I didn't tell anybody, like except my mom knew, and like my boyfriend at the time knew, but like that was it. And then I shared with this fucking stranger, basically this older man, about what happened. And then I'm like, yeah, like I'm accepting responsibility. Like I fucking like I manifested that shit, right? But it was like such a great lesson at the end of the day. And anyways, he was like, I can't believe you shared that with me. Like I have a daughter. Like thank you so much. Like it was just such a moment, and so and so freeing though to be like, oh,
good for you. I'm so
Wow.
proud of you.
Thanks. Yeah. So after that, I continued with Beachbody, and I loved Beachbody so much. And they did like the free trips or whatever if you like sold it. If you did Success Club trip.
Yeah.
So I felt
those things. I've heard
Oh,
stories and like people are. I haven't gone yet, but it's like life changing.
It's on
shit.
route.
Yes. You've already done it.
It's already done.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
done.
so great. Yeah, we went to Cancun, and then I went on the cruise. We did like the big cruise. But I was motivated by travel, so I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like make this house up so I can go travel. And then somebody that I met was like, yo, I'm a part of a travel club for network marketing. And
I've heard that too.
Oh yeah. So then I was like, oh fuck it. And then it's like you don't realize at the time like what you actually fucking take for granted. Like I was making like residual like $500, $600 a month, and I was like, that's not enough. Like I'm comparing myself to like the 2, 3, 4 diamonds. And I'm like, I've been in this.
And that's the biggest problem.
Yeah, comparisitis. Yeah, comparisitis.
Parasitis.
That's what I got.
It's hilarious.
That's good.
Yeah.
Parasite. Yeah.
So then I switched teams, and it was great for a long time. And everything happens divinely because that network marketing sent me way off the deep end with my drinking, and it was just like a fucking party fest. And then that's what made me get sober. So it's like it all happens the way it should.
Interesting.
Obviously.
Yes.
But I love Beachbody. I still do all their workouts.
I love
Tiffany loves
Beachbody.
Yeah.
I just and two, like I've searched for a long time, and like in my search, obviously Kristen and I realized that why we're in each other's lives. And then also met Christina, who's like Beachbody, and it was just what I wanted, what I put out there and what I manifested was being around like-minded individuals, like women who lift you up.
Fucking boss face.
Honestly, I was on the search, and I was looking in the wrong places, and I couldn't find it, and it was very defeating, and it put me in like a dark place for a little while because I felt very lonely and, not good enough, right? Yeah. There was a lot of rejection that happened. And so
for you,
I have to say, like, I'm just so happy with the community that, like, Beachbody, like, puts out there. Like, because let's be honest, like, the part of, like, personal healing and development is get active. Start taking care of your body. Because then that kind of seems to clear the weeds a bit, because then eventually you get into the nutrition. And then you really get the fog taken off. Yeah. And then you're like, what else is possible? And then you're learning, and then you got, with our group at least, I don't know anything outside because I'm kind of new to it, but I mean, there's so many leaders that like everything's like personal development. And if you get interested in the possibilities of that limited belief, and you see that change that happens because you're doing personal development, and you see the rewards, and you're like, holy fuck, what else can we do? Sky's the limit. So,
love the share.
Anyways, that's
okay. Yeah, it's good. It's good. So then, Beachbody. Then you got sober. So, what did that look like?
It was, and shout out to my sponsor Karen. She's fucking amazing. I love you,
Karen.
We
love
Karen.
You.
Woo! She's so great. She's the best Karen I know. she
4. I just
sick.
yeah, and I met her through yoga, actually, through yoga teacher training. She was training at the Oxygen that I was teaching at. And, but yeah, a side note, I was working at Lululemon. I'm like, I love yoga so much. So I decided to teach it.
Good.
And then, yeah, I met Karen there, and she was 2 years clean by that time. And her story is crazy. If you want to listen to her story, it's episode 4 on, well, now it's called Dare to Change podcast, but all the way at the beginning.
I listened to it, actually.
She's great.
Yeah. She's, like, got quite the story.
Yeah.
Question. So, how long has it been then?
In September, it'll be 3 years.
Holy shit.
Okay, what date in September?
September 9th.
That's my birthday. Oh my god! And September is when I stopped drinking.
Oh
It's
my
gonna be a year in
gosh!
September.
Oh my gosh, amazing!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, can I hug you?
Yes!
So awesome.
Oh my
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You stopped drinking too. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
since
let's
last
talk about
September.
it. Let's talk about it.
Well, I had no reason. There was not even there was nothing.
No, that's not true, Kristen.
What?
Kristen, you're very, like, your body is your temple.
Yes, okay.
And you did it because it was, like,
Not serving me anymore.
It wasn't serving you in any
It's
shape
not
or
in,
form.
it's in alignment, and it's all about liver, and I do cleanses and medical medium and heavy metal detox, and I juice and celery, and so all this nutrition that I'm putting in my body that's organic, and it's vitamins and minerals and nutrients, and I'm feeling euphoric, and then I'm going on the weekend and I'm having drinks on like a Saturday. So there was never an issue with me having drinks. It was never like I went over the edge. I wasn't like losing my mind. I didn't have a problem. I just enjoyed it. Go to Cactus, have some jalapeno margaritas and a sangria and whatever.
Yeah.
But then I was like, whoa, this is just not aligning. And then I went to...
It wasn't aligning. Why?
It wasn't aligning.
Because you were doing all this
the work. And it's like...
it's
just like... It was like this tail part of my story that was ready to just be let go of, because it was just from the past and it wasn't doing any benefit for me. So I went to a course, and it was actually Stevie's weekend course, and I just remember we were writing on what we were ready to let go of, and alcohol was one of them, and I burned it into the fire with the fire spirit. So I was like, peace. And it was the end of September, and I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to see how it goes. I'm just going to not have it this weekend. And then I was like, oh, I'm not going to have it this weekend. And then I was like, oh. And it's a year later, almost, in September.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So true. Yeah, it wasn't aligning with me either, because I felt like a fraud. Like, I was teaching yoga and, like, preaching all this fucking, like, yeah, beach body, working out, eat healthy, and then, like, get belligerent.
Yeah.
Just, like, drink to get fucked up.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I was just like, I'm done. So
3 years, September 9th.
Yeah, it's
on my
actually
birthday.
That's
so awesome.
You
love
actually
that
come to my birthday.
Yeah. Okay, what are you doing? I'm totally down.
I don't know.
How old are you turning? 31?
We're having a beach party.
35.
35?
Yes.
Nice. 35.
Yeah, we'll have something done. Okay, so then what? I'm like intrigued.
And then I'll be 40 this year.
Yes, we have
You're gonna be
big
40?
numbers.
Fucking so many people are turning the next decade
Yeah.
this year. Like, it's crazy. Because all my friends
Yeah,
who
you
were
did
born
30.
in yeah.
Yeah.
My friend just turned 50 the other day. My best friend's boyfriend's turning 40. My dad's turning 70.
My dad turned 60.
Wow.
Shut it.
Yeah, all the ones. We got good
Yeah.
Wow.
Dave turned 40.
Dave, my husband, just turned
Yeah.
40. My son just turned
16. Jordan turned 16.
60.
Just had a birthday party today, Jen's daughter.
Did she? Oh, is that with her?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
It's crazy.
She's getting so big.
I know, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, congratulations, 40. Wow.
Yeah.
You don't look 40 at all.
Thank you. Hey, I went to Kamloops and I did go to the liquor store. And they ID'd me.
Yay!
She's like, can I get 2 pieces of ID? And I was like, hell yeah! What?
You
Thank
are
you! What the H?
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was like, thank you so much.
So after Lulu, we got Karen. You're sober now.
Oh, yeah, you just asked me how that went.
How did that go for you?
Oh, yeah. It was hard at first, for sure, because I was also in a relationship at the time. And he was like, what the fuck, you're changing like overnight, like so crazy.
Yeah,
I don't want to
Partners have a hard time with that.
Yeah.
When,
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because we would party together all the time. Like, I'd be the fun party girl.
Connection.
and then you're not doing
And then I'm not. And then I'm not. Yeah, so that went obviously not great because we're not together anymore. Yeah, oh my gosh. September 9th, only 2018. Oh shit. So we were together for a full year after that when I got sober. But I went to Bali. And he didn't want to come to Bali with me. He's a lot of fucking travel.
I
was like, you want
love to go to Bali.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you
Bali
guys.
would be my.
That's a place on my fucking.
Yes.
I want to live there. I saw something on.
Me too.
I saw something online though, like 2 days ago, and I was not happy about it. It was about like them. You need to be double vaccinated to go, and you need to quarantine, and
that's
you
not
need.
gonna align.
Oh, they're still doing that.
Well, because I follow this guy Matt Kama, I think his name is. Do you guys know him? He's so fucking funny. Okay,
Okay,
after
we'll have
that,
Tiffany,
oh my god, he
I
just
love
does these memes about like people doing. Oh my gosh, it's just so funny. I want to like show the audience right now. What he does one was like, hey, I'm gonna treat you right, like contestant number 1 coming up, and then he's like, and then he's like to contestant number 2, I'm gonna treat you with love and support, and there's like, and then the other one's like, I'm gonna like give you breadcrumbs and minimal blah blah blah, like just fucking funny shit. He's like taking off his shirt, like it was just like so funny. He lives in Canggu, I believe, in Bali, and he just posted that, and he was like, yo, if we have to leave Bali and come back, he's like, we're not going to be allowed in because we're not taking the vaccination at this time. And he's like, this is really disappointing and upsetting. And then I just had this thought today, I'm like, maybe they're doing that because Bali is like a really spiritual place. Like
people don't come in.
Yeah. Or people that do are, anyways, I don't know.
Or what?
Are vaccinated and then maybe can't get the downloads as clear. I don't fucking know. I don't know about the vaccination. I don't know if you're pro-vaccination. That's cool. Yeah. No.
It's
whatever.
It's each.
We're good.
Yeah, it's your choice.
It's your choice. It's your choice. But for me,
And
right
just
now,
like it's my choice not to, and I'm happy with my choice.
Thank
you. It's
Thank
a dick
you.
in a box. It's a dick in a box.
Oh, wow. Oh my god, my first boyfriend did that to me.
Actually,
Yeah. We talked about that because when we met the first time.
Oh yeah.
This is all coming back to me now.
Kristen
Why
said
did
it,
I
and you're
say
like,
that? Yeah,
because
why
she
did
said it,
why
and
did
then
you
you're
just say
like,
it?
oh my
I say it
god,
on
my
podcast
boyfriend
all the
did that
time.
to me. You
Because
told us
it's-
the story.
Because it's SNL and it's funny with NSYNC and
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake, and he like
They're just
Yeah,
like
but why
clowning.
do you say it on the podcast? Just like
it
it's
just comes to
like-
my brain. It's like all of a sudden I'm like it's just because
okay. Cool.
Usually
no
we're like
reason.
stumped and like there's
Oh,
no
no,
real
just like-
answer. That's
You're like,
it's a
okay.
dick in a box.
no, because
Sick.
right now, okay, so I'm saying it because you're talking about the vaccine stuff, and it's like a conundrum, and it's like a mind fuck, and it's just fucked in the world. So I'm like, it's a fucking dick in a box.
Got it.
Who wants a dick in a box? We want the dick out of the box. We want to use the dick.
Right,
We
yeah.
don't need a dick in a box.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, because when I fucking saw that, I was like, what the
You're
fuck?
like, ew.
Yeah.
It's like a dick pic. Guys, don't ever send dick pics. It's gross.
No,
Yeah,
or dick in
don't
a
do
box
it.
and not hard dick in a box.
Oh, God.
Like,
Or soft. I don't want to see even a soft.
no, I'd rather have a hard dick than a soft. It was a
Yeah.
soft dick that I saw in the box, and I was like,
That's no
yeah,
fun.
yeah, no
There's
fun.
no fun in that.
Oh,
No,
I
no.
love that.
I like to
Okay.
use my imagination like for the good, not for like fucking nightmares.
Yeah, so that was Bali. Bali's a great time.
Yeah.
It expanded my brain fully, came back from dumped the boyfriend, and then, and then talking about triggers, met a guy in Bali. So crazy how the universe works though. It's like, oh yes, it's like, I feel like when we come here, we're like, okay, we're gonna do this, this, and this. I'm gonna meet you here, and you're gonna teach me this, and
Yeah.
then we're gonna, that's exactly how it happens.
Yeah.
And I met this guy in Bali, and I went to Bali to do more teacher training, and then I traveled afterwards. But I met him through the teacher training because he did it the year prior. This with like the same teacher, and then he ended up living in Bali. So then he was like friends with the people that were training. So we all got together, and then I like connected with him, and he also didn't drink either, which was like super interesting. I was like, oh cool. Like we went out one night. He's like, oh yeah, like does your partner drink? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, do you drink? And I'm like, no. He's like, I don't drink either. I like hung out a couple times, and then like nothing happened, and I went back home, and then I had to end my relationship, and then moved to Kelowna to like get some fresh air and see if I liked living up there. And then he called me, and I was like, oh whoa, I've never talked to this guy on the phone before. And then he was living in California, and then we did like talked on the phone for a bit, and he's like, come visit, and I'm like, okay. And then that was the year of when was that? That was September 2019. I just completed that chapter on my birthday, and I'm so fucking happy I'm done with it. It was just like a lesson of like
Right. Because that's kind
fuckery.
of hard. Because you guys are like long distance.
Oh yeah,
Pen pal bullshit.
pen pal bullshit. Yeah, but like learning about triggers.
Yes.
I'm like, I never even heard this fucking word before this goddamn fucking relationship.
Okay.
Like all my relationships.
He was a teacher for
oh
you.
fucking
He
for
was,
sure.
You
a big
chose
teacher.
him, and you signed up for that.
I did.
He
I did.
needed to be in your life.
Yeah, it was for the better. But I literally completed it on my 30th birthday, and it felt so fucking good. Like
this year.
yeah, it was like a fucking saga for so long, and I'm like, hey, I'm
Uh-huh.
over this role. Like
Okay.
we're done now.
Wild.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, and that's what I mean, like, going into your 30s, you have this, like, renewed perspective of where you're fucking going.
Babe, you unzipped the old shell, and you stepped and walked into the new as this amazing goddess of light. Oh, and I
Thank you.
fucking, like, love that shit. It just, like, gives me tingles everywhere, because when people unzip their old shell and just
Step into the
let
new.
go,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
just
the
claim
shit.
it.
Let go of all the stuff that's no longer serving me, and like I did that for the last, definitely up until my birthday. Those 2 months prior, it was just a
Wow.
bunch of letting go.
You know what I've been saying lately? If it doesn't flow, it doesn't go.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
If something is having, there's so much drama and problems and anger and that's your fucking ticket, guys. That's your sign. Like, let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
I know.
I was watching
I know.
Frozen this morning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was
Well, that's why she's
Well,
saying
yeah.
it.
So wow, crazy.
yeah.
Divine.
Divinely. So
Yeah.
where are we at in your story now? So, well, no, we kind of went through it all.
Yeah.
We're just more talking about, you know, like what you're looking forward to moving forward. Because, like we said, you got lots going on.
Moving forward, this is what's happening because I'm not sure about this country at the moment. I'm kind of like, well, get the fuck out of here. And I don't know why, but I've been meeting people, and it's just been in my mind. Like I'm aligning people that want to go to Costa Rica, and I'm like, Costa Rica here, Costa Rica all the time. And I'm like, I'm going to Costa Rica.
Ooh.
So that's the plan.
Anybody wants to go to Costa Rica?
Yeah, or if anyone that's in Costa Rica, like hit me up.
And the cool thing with like your what you're certified for, you can do that worldwide.
Online. Yeah. And also what's cool about Costa Rica is when I was in Bali, I met this guy that we hung out with for a weekend, and it was crazy. Like so many things happened that weekend. It was like a really spiritual weekend. Anyways, he was like really well traveled, and I asked him, like, is Bali your favorite place? He's like, honestly, it's a close second. I'm like, what's the first?
Yeah.
He's like, Costa Rica. I'm like, no way. I've always wanted to go there too. And he's like, yeah, I went to this festival called Envision Festival.
Ooh.
And I'm like, what's that? Like,
Oh my gosh.
What is that?
Oh my god, you should. Like, I mean, I haven't experienced it yet, but I bought tickets. It's February 2022.
So what is
In
it?
Costa Rica.
In Costa Rica, and their tickets are
Hold
going
on,
up
February what?
February like 17th, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Why?
Just no, I don't. Maybe.
Oh.
Never say never. Sign me up.
Because they're releasing more tickets on July 13th.
Oh, so we should write. So
you
what's
should
it called
come.
again?
It's called Envision Festival. We're gonna watch the trailer for it after we're done this.
Okay.
It's like, oh my god, this is your place, so you need to go. Anyways,
So-
so I'm going there in February, but I'm like, I want to be in Costa Rica before that and like live there for a couple months or a couple months after. So I mean, the plan is to spend Christmas. I put it in my timeline. Spending Christmas on a beach, Costa Rica.
Perfect.
Fucking, I've
I
been
love it.
envisioning that for the last 3 years. That's what I want. I want to be on a beach for Christmas.
Christmas?
Okay.
Yes.
Then
Make
do
it
it.
happen.
I've been like talking about it for a while. Yes.
Well, I mean, we got
Well, we
6
are-
months there.
That's right.
6 months there. Let's
That's
go.
right. Should we take a quick break and we can get into that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're
Right
close
on
to our
time.
time. We're at our cusp.
Oh, the cusp.
We're at the
We're gonna
cusp.
keep rolling on YouTube
Yeah.
because we're not gonna break this episode. It's gonna be one.
And
full
now
episode.
we're coming right back. Let's just take a quick
Just go,
second.
go.
All right.
Save it. And we can keep rolling on here. We're still gonna keep rolling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's just we're just gonna pop up the next episode and it'll be a
Oh,
little
does
bit
it only
longer.
go for like an
An
hour?
hour,
yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
It's one of
Where
those.
are you saving it to?
It just
We
saves to
are
a thing.
on Anchor.
Okay, so you guys, guess what I have to do?
I'll share that with you.
Yeah.
I have to pee. So you guys talk to our beautiful, amazing people. Because
Okay.
I always have to pee. I'm usually about an hour.
Should I put the?
Yeah, start it. Start it. Because what we're going to do is finish up and pull an amazing card.
Light doesn't
La,
like
da,
you
da,
leaving.
da.
Whoa, buddy.
We're going cray-cray.
All right, we're back on.
Keep going.
So we came back, and then Kristen decided to go pee. But you know what? We don't blame her because she's got like a small bladder. When she's got to go, she's got to go. She got to go.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So now I'm just so like when you talk about your women's circles or your circles, because men can come obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Like, so when I first experienced, like, knew that this was even a thing because I lived under a rock for a really long time, and I can't remember the name, but I went to this one conference, and it was like a weekend of just like community, philosophy, learning, stage, questions, answer coaching.
What was it? Was it in Kelowna?
No, it was on Grab Island.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so when I went to that, all I could think is like, I'm gonna do this. I found out the girl had that podcast, she's doing all this work, and I'm like, this is what I want to do. Like, get people together that, have specialties in their own fields, because I think, obviously, like-minded people can really develop something beautiful. And then you're working with masses, and I just love the concept, and that's why I love doing the podcast, because then you're exposing what other people, what their talents are, and like their specialties. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of going on.
He's like,
Yeah, no, you were talking
jump
about
on.
circle. You were talking about circle.
Yeah.
So you should host one. That's what you should do.
Well, I don't know.
Because anybody can do it.
I
Yeah,
guess.
and that's, you know what? So I do that, and especially in the summer.
Yeah, you've done, and I
outside,
tell him,
it's
Kristen, she'll do
amazing. It's
I
in the
don't even know
works.
what you do. What do you do?
Well, this is not an interview for me. So,
Fine, I know.
You can maybe
It's
should
hard
ask
to
that
do
question.
yeah, you can ask. So I do Reiki healing and talk therapy, and I actually just did an amazing session with a client where we incorporated Reiki healing. So I do like an hour and a half package. So if somebody wants to book with me, I'm accepting like literally only 2 people because I've got a lot going on in my world, and I always want to maintain a full cup to be able to share and give to others. So
It's very wise of you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just want to maintain and not overextend
Yes.
myself because
Exactly.
I won't be of service to anyone. So I do an hour and a half, and we do talk therapy, and I can kind of like customize it to however that looks. So a little bit of sound therapy, Reiki healing, talk therapy, and it's very beneficial because we're really diving deep into whatever area of their life that they would like to look at. So it could be health, wellness, inner child, whatever that may be. And it's funny because I was talking with my counselor, Lisa, and I have been seeing her since July 2012. That was the first time I saw her. And it's interesting because, like, I haven't stopped. So that's 9 years.
Wow.
And I was-
9.
9 years.
Oh.
Because we're at 2021.
Oh, wow. Because I remember what we were talking about before, and it was always 7.
Yeah, and I was stuck at 7 because I just
It
didn't
was
even
9.
know the actual. And then finally, last time she's like, Kristen.
She's saying 7 years for like 5.
I've been saying it for so long. So I finally got clarity on that. But anyhow, I love it. And the Reiki healing, my client was just like, I had tingles in my head the entire time and my legs, and she had the best sleep after. And like Reiki healing is just so magical. It's like universal energy. It's channeling
It's the best.
source energy, and it's giving whatever the client needs.
I remember you saying that when we met. Right. When we were doing that. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. Because I got my level 1 Reiki, and then the world shut down. I literally got it like March 2nd or something in 2020.
Yeah,
In
Tiffany
person.
did it together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Amazing. It's so
But it's an ability we all actually have.
Every
It's
person.
just majority of this world is just asleep. That's all.
Yeah.
So
And that's the cool thing, guys, is every single person, like all of you that are listening, you all have this innate ability to tap into whatever it is that you want, and it's going to be in your own type of way. It doesn't mean it's going to be the same as me or Tiffany. or Shannon, it's going to be your special way. So as you get clear, you just start to figure it out and you start to notice things. And like, even like I said before, when you're about to leave your house and you're like, oh, I should bring that brush with me, and then you don't, that's an intuitive download that you are already getting. So it's like, listen to them. Start listening to that and go, okay, I just got that thing of like, remember to bring my son's shoes because he might need them, or that change of clothes. Well, there you go. That's how it starts.
Exactly.
Okay, back to you. Back to you, hotcakes.
What else do you want to know?
Well,
We're good.
What are the other certificates that you have?
Yeah, that NLP, master trainer.
yoga.
Oh yeah, over like 400 hours.
That's
yoga.
amazing.
Criminology.
Oh yeah, I got a criminology. Yeah, I have a criminology degree too.
Oh, that's good.
You thought you were gonna get away with that?
Look at your tools in your toolbox.
Yeah, I got a lot of tools, I guess. Never thought about it that way. It was so funny too, because well, like when you're, okay, yeah, but this is another thing too. Always like when I was listening to one of your guys' episodes, you're like, don't like give a fuck what other people think, and like it doesn't matter. And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter because everyone's too busy about thinking about themselves.
That's
right.
But what I did I graduated from SFU in 2014, but before that, I graduated high school, and then my parents like wanted me to go to college, right? Because nobody in our household or in our family ever went to college, and I was like, okay, and they're like, do something. I'm like, okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Like, I'm 18 years old, right? But I just wanted to get that certificate to like prove it to them.
It's expensive.
I know.
That's called just straight
Yeah. And you know what? And that's like probably one of my regrets. I mean, I don't regret it. I have a piece of paper that's really expensive, but like, am I going to use it? Who knows? But I did it to like impress my parents. And I was like, yeah, I can do it. And like, look at me go. And then I was like, okay, what am I going to do with this? Am I going to go to law school now? Or am I going to work in a prison? Am I going to be a parole officer?
No.
I did want to work with at-risk youth. And like do that, but like parole officers, night shifts, or like shift work, and you make less than
so hard on the body.
and you make less than what a server makes in Vancouver. So I was like, and so it was funny. I was serving like 2 nights ago, and the chef was like, "So what? Like you have a crib?" He's like, "What are you still doing here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like I can make the same amount."
And
which is so stupid.
But that obviously wasn't close to your heart either.
Oh
like,
no!
I mean.
It served its purpose.
Yeah.
It served
and
its purpose.
it's still going to probably come into my life at some point. Like, I do want to work with children. I don't know how that's good. Like,
probably through this.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
100%.
yeah, but it's like if I could give one word of advice, it's like, do what you want to do. Who cares what fucking anyone else wants for your life? It's your life. And no one else is living it.
You know what I feel what's going to happen also for you is as you do this online stuff and the hypnotherapy and the NLP, it's called. I just already could see that a lot of your clients is going to trickle down to their kids. And I think this is going to be a big niche.
I would totally do that with my kids.
Yeah.
Oh
it's
my
going to
God.
happen. I just can tell, like,
yes.
It's going to open up a doorway from the adults. And then it's going to be like, okay, well, my kid's having trouble with this. And you're going to start hitting, like, these amazing milestones with these kids at such a young age, and you're going to be able to open up this amazing doorway for them to just be unstoppable.
That's so awesome.
I see it.
For saying that.
Yeah.
And it's true because all the kids coming into the earth right now are fucking special.
Yeah. They're already just clear.
Well, they're not going to be learning the same issues that we had, like from
exactly.
our parents and then our parents' parents. Like that was a different time. A lot of conditioning's happening. So I am seeing, like, my son's 16 now. I mean, the kids are thinking differently.
That's right.
They weren't thinking that way when I was 16.
No.
Just not. Like,
And it's like,
they're way more woke.
Yeah, and all of us are unfucking ourselves, so we're not fucking our kids.
That's right.
It's like, that sounded terrible. Oh my god. Sorry. So, yeah, no.
It's okay, baby. I got this.
Okay. Obviously, we're doing this in such a way that is going to help our kids see clearly and not have the same triggers and traumas. They're still going to have adversities to overcome, and they're still going to have different issues, and there's bullying and blah, 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 because that's just part of the process. That's just part of their journey. So we can't stop their journey and stop them from having pain. It's part of it. But like you said, it's a whole different place
It's
right
different.
now.
Yeah. There's a lot more waking up happening right now, but it's like
it's quite refreshing.
Yeah.
Looking at even social media and all the like everything that everyone follows on social media, just know that's an energy exchange. If you don't feel good about what you're watching, or you're comparing yourself to these hot babes that are completely like altering their bodies, which I have no issue, and I'm not even like, I've got no hate towards anyone.
But we're talking about
but
something
don't
different.
compare yourself and unfollow it. Follow something that's going to make you look at yourself differently. Don't
in a more positive light.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just changes your energy field.
Oh,
you start.
Yeah.
The world shows up differently for you.
Yes, and like having a little meme that comes up that says, "You are special and you are beautiful." It's like, you just read that. That's like energy. That's amazing. That's going out to the universe. Not saying like, "How many guys did you do this on?" You know what I mean? It's like,
you know,
so different.
Anyway. Yeah, where your attention goes, energy flows.
You got it.
you got it, girlfriend.
Girl.
Woo, woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even. Yeah.
Take
I'm
a
just
deep
like,
breath.
yeah,
Everybody
let's
just ready.
1, 2, 3. Hold.
Okay.
Okay, let's try again. We're gonna hold for as long as you possibly can, and then you're gonna push it out of your mouth and make a noise of like letting it really go. Okay? And everybody that's listening and watching, please do this now. It's super, super powerful. Okay? Ready? Go. And let it out. We release it all.
You know, for a second, I felt a little dizzy.
That's
And then it
perfect.
went away.
Good.
So good.
You got to push past that. You got to feel that heartbeat in your chest.
Yes.
I wait to feel that.
Yeah,
You guys obviously know Joe Dispenza, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Joe Dispenza.
Yeah, Dr. Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would.
Do I?
If
Yeah,
you,
he does.
He's
He's got
amazing.
really good meditations, but yeah, he's like, hold it, bring it all the way up, suck it.
Yeah.
Put your energy here, hold it for a fucking long time.
Really long time.
Because you can, even at that top of your breath, you can still always like
You can still.
suck
And
in
like
a little bit more.
And yeah, it's true.
Same thing when you do it out.
That's right. And push past the point of the most resistance. So push past it and say, I'm gonna hold, and keep going. And you're gonna be like, I can't hold anymore. I'm gonna freak out. And then you do it.
Yeah, you go to your edge.
Can I actually talk to anybody who has asthma that this is a very good exercise to for your lungs? Because we already only use like the top part of our lungs. If you every so often, especially when you have you need a moment just to like take for yourself, take that deep breath in, you'll realize you get this feeling of like, wow, I really needed that. I really needed that. It's very it's a quick recharge. Yeah.
I agree. Taking a breath changes and alters your state. Taking a breath before you're going to tell someone off. Taking a breath after you're angry or triggered. Take fucking 700 breaths. Sit with yourself. Sit with that pain. It does
use the Mel Robbins method, the 5-second rule.
Yes.
And you keep counting 5 seconds till you calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Calm the fuck down.
Exactly.
No, stop taking everything so seriously, guys.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're the main character.
Yes. We're the director. We're the writer. We're the actor.
Yeah.
We're like all of it.
Yeah.
So we all.
But we are not the supporting role.
Oh shit.
They're not that.
Wow. I like
the
that.
same guy that was talking about Envision to me in Bali, he brought that whole thing. Like he recorded. I'm like, I need to record a conversation the whole time. Like he was just dropping bombs everywhere. Yeah, but yeah, he was talking about. He's like, are you playing the supporting role in your movie? And then he's like, even now, like our weekend that we had together, we like pulled people from like all walks of life, like to this random weekend. And he's like, and this person's a director, and he's helping us do this, and then you can go and do that. Like it's just thinking about things in a different way.
We have way more control than we realize. Way more control.
Yeah.
We've got to own that shit too.
Yeah.
To also know your role too, and I think that's sometimes where people find their weaknesses is like they want to be the main character all the time, where it's like you gotta actually fucking step back and maybe not be the main character, like be the director or the producer of that show instead of
Shannon, that's such a
Marriages.
valid point. I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Step out of the box a little bit. Stop trying to be in so much control and
Oh,
just
yeah.
know your fucking role.
Sometimes just be just be the background.
Yeah.
Just
Just the background.
That's like straight
Extended the whole
observer.
time.
That's amazing.
I love that.
So
Okay.
I'm going to pull a card because this is what we do at the end of the episode. But I just wanted to say that if anyone is interested in booking an appointment or booking in with Miss Shannon, then you can hit up her Instagram, right? You've
Yeah,
got
do
a website
Instagram right
coming
now.
up?
I have a website, yeah, but it just needs to be updated. But yeah, you
That's
can
fine.
find the podcast on the website too, www.queenmostday.com.
You know what? We're going to put it all in the
Yeah,
show
show
notes.
notes.
Because every
Yeah.
time I listen to podcasts and they always say
Yeah.
what it is, I'm like, I don't have a fucking pen.
Yeah, I'm
I'm a
fucking
paper.
driving right
I'm
now.
driving.
Bro. Yeah. Yeah, later. 100%.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even shuffle. I didn't even do anything. We're going to take that and then I'm going to do an extra one.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Well, Kristen, like her thing, the way like she likes to pull the cards is like what pops out.
Yeah, it
and
flies out.
Yeah, if it flies out.
Okay, so we've got answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do?
Fitting.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
Okay, well, we had actually just pulled this card in a previous episode, but I feel like this card is so much more fitting for this episode.
I'm going to take a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I'm putting it back in the deck. And I'm pulling one more card. Okay.
Oh, snap.
Okay, because I didn't even prompt nothing.
No, but I
Okay.
just think that was so
Oh, it's
perfect.
just, yeah. Okay. Let us know. What do we need to know? For us and all of our listeners and viewers.
Nice shuffle, girl. You
Oh,
didn't teach me how to do
fuck.
that.
She's pro. My shuffles do not look that
No,
clean.
no, look like that.
Hers don't normally look that clean either, I'm not gonna lie. It's usually pretty aggressive. Look at that. That's it.
Ooh. TT Yuri.
Okay. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries?
Wow.
Ooh.
So when you're making transitions, they take time, and to set your intentions in the right place, you have to set boundaries. If we do not set boundaries, we're releasing energy and we're receiving energy that's not ours
Yeah.
to give or to receive.
Good one.
Yes, so it's really important that you stay grounded enough, do your meditations, breathe through those times, do your 5-second rule countdown,
Yeah.
and find where your intuition sits in what those boundaries mean for you, how they're good for you, and those around you.
Yeah.
Did you want to add to any of
Oh,
that?
I mean, I don't. When are you guys airing this episode?
It's usually about 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Cool. Because that's probably when my boundaries episode on my podcast is
Oh,
gonna
Shut up! That was from your freaking team.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's so
Oh
cool.
my gosh.
Yeah, Michael and I recorded a podcast on boundaries. So
Yes,
tune
and
in.
we have a podcast on boundaries too,
Yeah,
and
listen to
we talk like it's like it literally poured out of us. Like,
Oh,
Okay,
so
talking
beautiful.
about it.
But
Oh,
come on.
yeah.
When did you
Oh.
guys record your boundaries episode?
Oh, like 2 days ago?
oh my god,
Oh my
that's
god, you guys.
hilarious.
Okay, this is
Yeah.
just all part of the plan.
It is.
So what do you got to add to this?
Anything?
Let's
Oh
go.
gosh, well do you ladies have the pattern app?
No.
Oh my god, you're gonna fucking know all that. I was like,
Dang.
and there's like, I can get to a little story about this. I know I don't know if we have enough time. But
Yeah, we do.
whatever. Okay,
Yeah, we
so this app called the Pattern, and basically you put in your birth time and stuff, and I'm sure it's like with astrology, but it also has a couple other things that they do. Like, anyways, you get it, and it shows you the patterns that you have in your life and what cycles you are in right now.
Yes.
One of them is so one of my patterns is expressive and sensitive or something, but it literally, like the first thing that it says is you came into this world with an open heart and 0 boundaries. And I'm like, I don't know.
What the fuck? This part is for you.
Oh yeah, I learn about boundaries all the time because I don't I just love everybody, and I didn't
Yes.
even know what boundaries were until this like karmic relationship that I just ended. It was such a teaching about boundaries. Oh my god.
So clearly
yeah.
that first card was for the collective, and then this one was
Yeah,
just
for me,
seriously
it's
for
like,
you.
yeah, girl, just remember your boundaries and stuff. The reason why I'm so like gung ho about this pattern thing though is because it tells you your cycles that you're in right now, right?
We gotta write this down.
Yes.
And so
My pencil.
when I downloaded it, I was in a cycle already. It already had started, and it gives you peak dates, okay? And the peak dates had already happened. So it was a relationship changes
Oh my God.
cycle. So I looked at the peak dates, And the peak dates were when I broke up with my boyfriend of 4 years, and then the second peak date was when I met the Bali dude.
Okay.
And I was like, and this had happened after the fact, and I'm like, this is fucking
So this
crazy.
is called patterns.
The pattern. Yeah, the pattern. Just the pattern.
I'm
the
pumped
pattern.
for that.
Yeah, oh my
Thank
gosh,
you
and
for
then you can-
sharing
Yeah,
that.
for our listeners. Yeah, the pattern. The pattern.
Guys, there's a special tool from our girl.
Yeah, and you can be friends with other people, and then you can see your compatibility, and like people use it for dating too.
I
so,
literally just thought about like me and Dave, how like, because like he doesn't understand the woman's cycle all the time. He's gotten much better at it, much better. But some days he's just like, or sometimes of the month he's like, "The fuck is wrong with you?"
And that's the time.
Like, duh, I'm about to bleed, motherfucker.
So that's the time when your husband or wife makes a bath and has some nice treats and gives you a massage and gives you a little fucking
Preparation.
a little ticket. Preparation H gives you a little ticket of like, you know what, this one's gonna slide this week because I'm just gonna take care of you and nurture you and love you.
And then gold star for them. What?
Yeah, and then guess whose dick's getting sucked
I was
later?
just
Or boxes, you know.
Putting your head in that box.
Yeah, whatever. It's an energetic exchange, and when you have compassion and you take care of your partner, and then they take care of you, it's just a beautiful,
100%.
dance.
I can't wait for that dance. I'm so excited. Let's drink it.
Yes. Calling your name.
Oh, the festival, man.
Oh yeah, Envision Festival.
Envision Festival, so we'll look into that too.
Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining Raw Babes 101.
Girl,
Thank you
that
so
was
much for
great.
having me.
That was so good.
This
It
is
flowed
so-
like
yeah.
a motherfucker.
We love you all. Have a wonderful day, night, evening, morning, afternoon.
Never works.
Tea. Show tea.
Shorty.
Okay. Cut. So we do cut it out. Bye.